Welcome to Home and Away, a Tottenham Hotspur podcast hosted by myself, Graeme Spice, and Glen Cowie, where we discuss all things Tottenham Hotspur with both the match attending and international supporters view. This episode will cover the Bournemouth match from yesterday and will preview the Villa game at the weekend and other news around the club. A lot to get through. Let's get into it.
Let me be the one that you turn to, someone you can rely on, closer each day.
Glenn, are you good?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, mate. I'm pretty good. Off air, I was sharing with you, we're going to hit 41 degrees. You were just saying to me that your dog really didn't want to go out for a wee. Maybe it's because of the cold that you're dealing with.
Yeah, it's been milder today. I mean, we had like -6 earlier in the week, but it's better than that. It's above freezing.
Yeah.
But it's pissed down with rain since about 11 o'clock this morning.
I just finished the Arsenal-Liverpool game and I saw it was raining there as well. That finished 0-0. So, yeah, but broadly I'm good, mate. Pretty disappointed with another defeat. I mean, straight into it, I think. I thought the first half performance was better. We looked to have a bit of intent. I thought Tell looked really good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I mean, and then you had Bergvall. I have to be honest, I didn't really understand where he was playing, but he seemed to pop up on the right wing more than anything. But once again, it was just switching off defensively.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's hard to pinpoint it, isn't it? We just don't look like we have a fight in us, you know?
Yeah. Well, I
thought
thought
doing the basics.
Weirdly, again, we really put under a lot of pressure in the second half.
Mm.
But it's like we don't seem to be able to do both defending and attacking.
Yeah.
Like we kind of, everything gets thrown at one or the other. And I don't know. I was kind of expected Semenya to score a winner, and he did. So it was kind of, his story was written almost, wasn't it? Like with it being his last kick of his last game for Bournemouth.
He's also been really quite professional, I think, because he's played every game, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's not said anything, not been difficult. Yeah. Fair play to him.
But just overall, it's like, back to Richard's mum's point, what's supposed to be happening? I guess in the first half, okay, we looked a little better.
We created more chances at least, and we had
certainly
more shots
took
on
the game
target.
To them.
Yeah.
Total shot 16. I mean, I suppose attempts, you'd take it. But it was just almost like we saw, where I think it was before we went 1-up, or maybe it was for the assist, was when Xavi did that back heel. And we looked like we had a bit of confidence about our play and we were getting on the front foot. As soon as they equalised, that went away. You know?
Very quickly.
Very, very quickly, you know. And do you know what? Evan Nilsson's header was a really good header. It was a great ball in. But again,
it was. Yeah.
Romero I thought, could have defended that a little bit better. May have had the same result. Polina, bloody hell, what a goal.
Yeah. It's the second overhead kick he scored for us this season, right?
Yeah. Amazing goal. And then, look, I don't know what to make of these injuries. For me, the Kudos one seems another example of maybe overworked. Seems to be in...
he's out to at least March.
Which is...
But that if I'm honest, that probably... he's out to the end of the season. I can't see him coming back.
Good job we've got a ready-made right forward to come in Brennan Johnson. Oh, wait.
And it gets worse, right? And we've lost 2 of our centre midfielders as well now. And Bentancur's out. And that looks bad and could be longer term. Yep. And Bergvall, again, Bergvall's only just come back from injury, remember, as well.
Yep. I mean...
He's had 2 this year. He had that concussion he had that would kept him out.
He did, and he was kept out a while with that.
And then he had another knock that he got a couple of games ago as well, didn't he? So yeah.
I suppose
and the other thing is that you got just to bear in mind, right? Bournemouth haven't won a game since the end of October until they played us. It was 100% Dr. Tottenham all over again, wasn't it? I've got to the stage now where I'm not even angry anymore, and that's bad, right?
I'm very apathetic.
I've got very little emotion to give to them at the moment. I'm waiting for some kind of reaction. I think the most enthusiasm I saw was Mickey van der Ven having an argument with one of the away fans at the end of the match.
Or Romero being a bit of a keyboard warrior after the match.
Oh, yeah, that was, I think they've spoken. I saw in Frank's interview, him and Langer had spoken to him after the match. He said, no, which is fair enough. But he's only saying what everyone else is thinking. Honestly,
Correct.
I said it to you earlier, didn't I? We don't know what the hell's going on at the club. It's an absolute basket case. You've got Paratici being linked, after less than 3 months, being linked with a move to Fiorentina in the middle of what's supposed to be a busy transfer window. He signed more players for Fiorentina, in my opinion, than he has for Tottenham.
Yeah.
Manor Solomon's gone there.
Yeah.
And you're not telling me he didn't have a hand in that.
Yep. And then you've got Matty Wells, who departed, and we covered that in the last episode in terms of my view on what he means to the club, and people may overlook
and
that.
no sign of a replacement.
Yeah,
either.
who's replacing him, And then adding all of that to the further upheaval of Levy after 25 years departing, Donna Cullen, who was, think what you want of her, but had a big play in things, she's gone. It's all of this chaos. And in a window where we've sold our top scorer from last season and we're just not active, we're not doing anything. Just come out and tell us. Come out and say something. Either back him or fire him.
I would think
something.
If Paratici had a prominent role in this window, we would know a lot more.
Yeah.
So I think that he's effectively on garden leave, and that Langer's the one, because Langer's the silent one, right? He's the one who doesn't say anything till it's done. So I think I got a feeling the fact that we don't know anything means that he's in charge.
It seems that way.
Disappointing for me, because I've been wholly underwhelmed by him. He's the most beige person we've ever employed.
I mean, and it goes back to, he worked with Frank, didn't he? Was it a Bromby they worked?
Oh, yeah, but like when they were about 12 or something. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
A long time.
Yeah.
I mean, before the Bournemouth game, right, I listened to Frank's press conference and he was commenting on Amaran being fired. And I can't remember his exact words, but he was like pulling on, basically, if you've got the right structures in place, everyone pulling in the right direction, and everyone on the same page, and those people in place for a number of months, years, whatever it is, and striving to the same goal. And when I listened to that, I was like, okay, I started to alter my opinion somewhat. This was before the Bournemouth game, by the way. And I thought, well, maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe we just need to all take a step back and look at it holistically and say, he did good things at Brentford, but it took him, 7 years? And I was starting to turn and think, maybe this is what it is. We've got the guy they want, and we're just in it for the long haul. And this is just going to be maybe our Arteta moment. Because remember when the Arsenal fans wanted him out, and he was appalling, and they were getting pumped. And I started to change my view.
That meant, bearing in mind that that's Vinay that persevered with him as well, right?
Yeah. So I was connecting those dots, and then the game happens. And look, some of my good mates in America and others across where I've got views in supporting Tottenham. Then the game happens, and then there's all this fucking pictures of him drinking from an Arsenal cup. And look, clearly it's been left in the away dressing room, and it's a very, very minor thing, don't get me wrong. But it's a fucking thing, another thing to add to all the other things.
This club is a death by 1,000 paper cuts, isn't it, though?
Yeah.
It's all lots of little things.
Yeah, it's little things. And it's like, for me, I said it to you, I watched back the 1 minute and 40-second speech by Ange Postecoglou when we won the...
I thought you was going to say that was the highlights package.
Yeah. But I watched that speech back, and he said, like, when he introduced all the players or the leadership team, and he said, and they did it for you. He had a connection to our club, and now we've got a manager walking around unaware that he's drinking, according to him, unaware that he's drinking from a paper cup with an Arsenal badge on it. Do me a favour. Like, I mean, it's
just in a season like this, it was almost destiny that it would happen, something stupid like that, right? It's like we've got a 3-ring circus. You needed the clowns, and they're always available.
Yeah.
I think we said it like it was a proper Dr. Tottenham performance, wasn't it? It's like we made them look significantly better than they've been in the last 3 months. Any team that's struggling.
Once again, a team scores against us from that edge of the D.
Yeah. In fact, I'm almost 100% sure that Semenya scored from almost the same position against us at home as well. So we didn't learn any lessons there.
Yeah. When did we last, this has to be a wild stat, when did Bournemouth last do the double over Tottenham? Like
last season?
Was it last season they beat us home and away?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
I haven't looked, but everyone beat us twice last season, didn't they?
Yeah.
Most teams did.
Yeah. And then the other thing that's really getting to me about Frank is I was willing to say, okay, when he was at Brentford, he was doing well, but he had Mbuemo, he had Visser, He had Norgard. He had good players. Keith Andrews hasn't got any of those players, and they're fifth in the table.
Yeah.
So is Frank a good manager, or is Brentford just a really, really, really well set up club? You know?
I think the thing is, it's not even just Frank, is it? It's the entire coaching staff.
Yeah. Cochrane, all
and
of them.
half the backroom staff, like even the sports psychologists or the nutritionists. We've taken like everyone except Keith Andrews.
Yeah. But it's like we said last episode, and you've touched on it now in terms of like come out and talk to us. But it's like I would probably be okay if they came out and just owned that it's been shit and we're in a really bad place right now. But just bear with us. Like it's a transition. We're going to be making some waves in the window, but none of that's even happening. Like with January 9th, we haven't signed anyone.
That's what I said. I think we've been carrying, it's like last season when January I felt like we didn't do any business at the beginning of apart from, I think we bought Kinski early, didn't we? But everyone else and when he bought Danso, was it Danso? Was the only other one?
Think so, yeah. Seems right.
But they were like, I felt like Danso was a good signing and it was what we needed given what the problems we had. And Kinski, Vicario was injured as well at the time. But I think we've been carrying again injuries for the entire season. We've never hired a left winger to replace Son. So that we knew that was a priority signing. Has been since the summer, hasn't been addressed. We're into the second week in January. We've loaned out players, lots of youth players. Sold Johnson. We've bought women's players. Yeah. The women's squad is looking stronger than ours is. We've sold Johnson. What's the hold-up? Do we only start looking at transfers on the 1st of January? I can tell you now, most teams have been looking at their January window since the summer summer window closed.
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe things are happening and we just don't know about it. But I have no confidence that that's the case.
Well, if we're led to believe, and you've got some opinion on this from Alex, but Sousa, 19-year-old left-back, apparently we've agreed personal terms and there's a release clause, right? But he might end up being a very good player. He might end up being as good as Roberto Carlos, but he's 19 and he plays in Brazil. He's hardly going to hit the ground running, is he? You know?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
What did Alex have to say?
He said, I can tell you Santos is betting on him being the best chance to get good money from a transfer. Last year, he was one of the only players in the squad that actually had a consistently good season, and he's still only 19 years old.
And no disrespect to Brazilian football, but a good season in Brazil, I don't know what that translates to.
Well, I mean, there's been other Brazilian players that come over and done okay, but we've never done a good job of hiring the ones that do, right?
Who did we have? What was his name? Gilberto, that left back. Remember him?
Yeah.
Didn't he have a throw-in once that he took and it just fell out of his hands as he put it behind his head? So it was a foul throw.
I think you're right, yeah. But I'm starting to look further up the organisation and think that Vinay is asleep at the wheel a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he really needs to get a grip. I think it's a mess. Even in the background, I feel like it's more of a mess than it is on the pitch.
Who's running things? Yeah.
Well, so we've had this
in charge. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure he is on a day-to-day basis because all the others are part-time, right? He's the only full-time.
Chamington's non-executive, right?
Yeah, and he's part-time. He's not. Yeah. It's not his full-time job.
Yeah.
He's basically the eyes and ears of the Lewis family, right?
Does any part of you feel sorry for Thomas Frank?
Yes, a little bit. I still don't think he's a bad coach at all. But I don't know why we're not. Are the players that bad that they can't be coached? It's a question, right?
He came in not really on the promise, but on the reputation that he improved.
Being able to improve people. Yeah, exactly.
And for me, that's not really happened. I mean, it's kind of that feeling of where to from here, right?
And it's like it's him and the coaching team that did a good job of doing that at Bournemouth. At Brentford. Yeah. Isn't it? It's not even just him with different coaches, like with Ange, where he built a coaching team up from nothing. So there was no consistency. He didn't bring with him what he'd done at other clubs. He basically trained up another team to do the same thing. Whereas this is the exact people that were doing this at Brentford.
And you brought his name up just for complete shits and giggles. I put a poll in our Tottenham home and away community, and it was sacking Ange P was a mistake. Nah, it wasn't a mistake. He needed to go. It's literally 50. You can't.
Well, I think the problem is that it's easy to be a bit nostalgic, isn't it, when things are going so badly.
Yeah.
I still stand by what the club did in the end in the summer. I think that if we were going to be serious, then it was probably the right decision. But I don't think we would be any worse off now if he had stayed and had a third season.
What I've learned, and I've been watching football an awful long time, something I have learned from the Ange Postecoglou, let's call it experience, experiment, whatever you want to call it. I think the psychological side of the game and the belief and installing something in your players counts for an awful lot. And I think that's been a bit lost under Thomas Frank, if I'm honest. In terms of, it's clear to me, love him or loathe him, Ange Postecoglou is able to get players to run through a bloody brick wall for him, right? Because they did it.
I think there's two things as well, right? How much of the fiasco that's going on in the background with Paratici and the everybody in senior positions involved in recruitment and football operations is new. So we have a completely new team. All the coaching team are new. Everything we started fresh in the summer, right? With a clean sweep, with a change in chairmanship, and everything changed, right? So I think it's almost like, when you make like Liverpool change 7 players and then all of a sudden there's shit. I think it's almost a bit like that. It's so much that the club has changed that there's no point of reference. There's no like everything's changed, and I feel we're suffering a bit from that. But I don't know. I feel like I feel quite disheartened at the moment. I don't think he will succeed, and it's just a case of whether we just let him play it out to the end of the season, and then we make a change in the summer, or whether we do something sooner. I don't know what the right decision is, but
you said to me, I think we were messaging last night, and you said to me, like, surely soon the club just need to say this isn't working and just accept that it's not working. Two things can be wrong, and a lot of the things I'm hearing from many fan groups, podcasts, friends, Tottenham fans, not just one individual or a group, it's quite a good theme. A lot of the reasoning, what it seems to me, in not sacking him is because we keep sacking managers. I'm not having it. Like, both things can be wrong, right? He can not be right, and it can be wrong to keep sacking managers. But at what point do you cut your losses and say this isn't working?
Yeah, and the alternative is that you leave it too long to get rid of him, and we're at risk of a relegation battle or something like that. And I can tell you now, that team is not set up to fight for relegation. It's not even set up. I don't know what it's set up to fight, but it isn't relegation.
Yeah. So on to thinking ahead. Actually, before we do that, something I should have done at the very beginning of this episode, and I completely omitted to do so. We lost 2 Tottenham players, ex-Tottenham players this week. One being Martin Chivers, or as he was affectionately known, Big Chiv. My dad used to talk a lot about Martin Chivers because he would have seen him in his pomp. 350 appearances, 167 goals, and he would have won the League Cup. I think he won 2 League Cups and UEFA Cup as well. So very, very sad to hear that news. He was 80. And then also Terry Yorath. You described him earlier to me as not maybe a glamour Spurs midfielder, but did a job.
He was workmanlike, I think would be, but that in a good way, in a team that probably had a number of flair players. You always need someone to do the dirty work, right? And I think he was that guy. And it was a messy period for the club as well, like a transitional period, I guess. But he got on with his job, did it quietly and professionally, and he was well liked within in the club. And I think the supporters really appreciated that he was that foil to the kind of flair players that we did like to have in the Tottenham team. And then obviously he went on subsequently, probably made more of an impact as a manager than as a player, being the Wales international manager and managing a number of league clubs in England in levels of football.
Yeah. And obviously Wales as national team manager as well.
Sad week.
Yeah, sad week in ex-players. Passing on. Well, looking ahead and how we could do with either of those two in their pomp in the squad at the moment, right? But looking ahead, look, Villa, I would rather it was away, to be honest. The way we set up away, we seem to play a bit better football.
Yeah.
But it's at home. It's a Saturday tea time, 5:45 kickoff in England. That's 4:45 in the morning for me on Sunday. You're not going, are you, Graham?
No, it's my birthday, and I shall
That's right.
I have a family here, so maybe we'll watch it on the telly together. But
Well,
yeah,
let's hope that they don't ruin your birthday.
almost guarantee it will happen. I don't know. My prediction is that we will lose and we'll go out of the FA Cup in the third round, as I think we did last year as well, didn't we? Didn't we go out to?
I think we got through then off in the fourth
to?
round, maybe. I'd have to.
Maybe it was,
back.
Yeah. I think we played a lower league team and then Man City or something like that. I can't remember which way around it was. But yeah,
it's a tricky tie. Like Villa,
and it's
Villa good team.
It's the worst possible time for us as well, because not only did we have the existing injuries, we obviously picked up 2 more after the game yesterday as well. So now we out injured and missing. I include that because we've got people away on AFCON duty. Got Maddison, Kudus, Solanke, Sarr, Bissouma, Udogi, Kulusevski, Bergvall and Bentancur, which leaves us very threadbare in midfield now, as well as kind of the wing positions where we've obviously had a number of injuries already. So obviously with Kudus being out and us not having Johnson to step in, we're probably going to see Tell and Odobert on the wings, I would guess, unless he plays maybe on the left, he might consider playing Moani or Richarlison. And it depends on what kind of rotation he wants to do, I guess, doesn't it?
I wonder if Ben Davies maybe starts as well.
And in the double, assuming we'll have a double pivot, it'll probably be Palhinha and Gray.
Yeah.
Because they're the only 2 left, I think, for the time being. I would say Richarlison looked better on the pitch to me against Bournemouth than Colin Moani did. He was a handful and he got involved, so I can see him starting. But again, maybe he will rotate a bunch of players. But I say that like it's a possibility. The only way other people you could probably bring in would be youth players, right? Would be to play some of the kids.
Well, the player that keeps appearing on the bench is Williams Barnett, who played in the under 20 World Cup this year?
Yeah.
And he looked quite good for England. And he keeps... Well, what he's doing is he's been playing in the youth and then the same day, isn't it? And then he'll be in the matchday squad. Maybe he'll get some minutes, but anything we put out on that pitch, I think Villa will have more. People talking about Villa as a title tilt, there's every possibility, right? They may go all the way. I don't think they will. But the FA Cup is probably a very realistic cup they could win as well. And I don't think it's one that we could win.
He's a good cup manager, right? He's got
a good pedigree.
Good track record.
Yeah. So, I don't see anything other than a defeat, sadly. It's just it's a draw you never want. You don't really want a Premier League team in the third round for a few reasons. One, because you want the best possible chance to go through. And 2, it's always nice to pull out a lower league team, right, for them. And it's actually been a bit of a weird draw across the whole draw, because the 2 non-league teams, I believe, that are left, they got each other. And neither of them want that. They want a big...
No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
It's a gutter for them, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I can't see anything else other than Villa rocking up and probably doing a job. Do you think if that happens, he's not been relieved of his duties to the point now it's 10:30 at night in England? I can't see anything happening. Maybe that happens on Friday. But if he doesn't win, is he gone for you? That leaves us Champions League and mid-table.
What we got? Is it a couple of weeks? Is it next week we've got Champions League starts again?
I think the week after. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's Dortmund, right?
Well,
the hardest game we'll play in the Champions League in the group.
So we've got home to West Ham the 18th, the 17th, and then home to Dortmund the 20th. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the answer is. I would say yes, get rid, but then unless we've got an immediate replacement lined up, I don't think an interim's the answer.
Brian Mason's
if we
available.
sack him,
Brian Mason's been fired by West Brom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've got, what other options do we have in terms of caretakers? So isn't Carrick out of a job as well? Because he's been talked about as a caretaker for.
It's being talked about as him and Darren Fletcher at Man United, apparently.
And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
That club, don't even get me started about that club. They're an absolute embarrassment. When Darren Fletcher came down in the press conference talking about that he met with Sir Alex, it's like, he's 85 and he's not employed by the club anymore. Like, what are you meeting with him for? They just can't let go, can they? There was this funny meme going around of, I think it's Ole and Michael Carrick stood next to each other, and it says, considering ordering a takeaway, let's call Sir Alex before we decide what we want. I mean, it's bloody weird. Tell you what, though, just looking really ahead, February, right? These are our fixtures in February. Home to City, away to Man United, home to Newcastle, home to Arsenal. I mean, I can't see us getting any points from that lot.
Trois, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a bit...
This is the problem, right? By end of February, we could be in and around the bottom of the table.
Well, let's say West Ham beat us.
The only thing that could save us is that West Ham and Wolves look like they're
Wolves have gone, right? Wolves have definitely gone. Burnley, you'd probably suggest yes. For me, it's one of West Ham, Forest or Leeds, but there's a significant gap.
It's not going to be Leeds. I think they'll be fine.
Leeds would probably be all right. But
I think Forest will be all right as well, to be honest.
West Ham on 14 points, we're on 27 points. So there's a big enough gap there. But again, it's not a conversation I want to be having.
No, and it's a conversation we had last season.
Yeah, with the caveat that we were progressing in the Europa League.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'd start to have that conversation once we're out of the Champions League. But
and the FA Cup.
I think everything is only a matter of time for me at the moment. We're not. Yeah. We're not winning now, are we?
No. And the thing about it is, Graham,
I don't think we could win a coin toss at the moment.
No. The business that needs to be done as well in this window and then beyond is significant. This isn't probably one signing, I don't think. I think this is 2 or 3 to come in and make a difference and hit the ground running. And I thought we'd done that in the summer with Kudus and Xavi, but that's not come to pass as we all hoped it would. I mean, Kudus is now an
I think we need 3 players minimum. We need a left back, a left winger, and a striker.
Yep, I would agree with that. And then
now we need a right winger as well.
But then I see that we're being linked with like Mark Gahey. I'm like, well, does that mean Romero's
We won't
gone?
get him. Which Man City want to buy him?
I thought Man City. You couldn't afford so. And Semenyo is never coming to us. You know,
no. So. Even if it wouldn't have been Man City, it would have been someone else. Wouldn't have been us.
Yeah.
What about Nathan Ake's looking for another club?
Yeah, I mean, but
I don't know what. It doesn't really fit, does he? I don't know. We need as I say, full-back, left winger. Oh, and Savinho's injured. He's going to be out for at least 6 weeks, so we ain't signing him.
But he also signed a new contract in October and committed his long-term future to City.
Is it Oscar Bobb's the other one that's been looking for a way out as well, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's any good, really. Not seen enough of him, I don't think.
Yeah. But again, it's all this, we think we're interested, but nothing concrete's happening. Not come out and set with it. Just go and be decisive, because
we're considering thinking about maybe doing something all the time.
Yeah,
I did see a link with McTominay, and I thought actually that would be a smart move.
It would be a
progressive ball carrier. He's been quite.
Conor Gallagher as well.
Yeah, but he's on massive wages. I was surprised that he's about over 300 grand.
Yeah,
he's on He's on 350.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah,
it's a lot of money.
Yeah,
for a Scottish international.
Right, here's my other thing. Whoever we're now linked with, it comes down to being maybe a bit of a difficult sell to the player if there's multiple.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It's going to have to be a lot of money.
Yeah. Come and play here. It's great.
We know it's a basket case. We know that the manager might not be there next week, let alone next window. But it's going to take a certain kind of player to join us this window, isn't it?
Yeah.
A mercenary, basically.
Yeah.
Someone who's here for the money.
I've heard outlandish things suggested, like we're going to sack Frank, and the reason we're not doing any business is because we're in the background working on bringing Jurgen Klopp in. I just don't see that as being a thing.
The one I heard was Xavi, right?
I mean, yeah, I can see that, but if you're going to do that, you may as well wait till the summer for me.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's not, for me, the type of manager that's going to come in mid-season. He strikes me a bit like Cesc Fabregas. He's a very good coach. He's going to demand the respect of the players, but he's someone that probably needs a full pre-season. And again, it's a complete alteration in philosophy, and he's going to want his players. I don't think many of our players that we've got fit into a Xavi system.
I don't think many of our players fit into the Premier League at the moment.
Yeah. Very true.
Seriously, I think we've been actually something that I was thinking about earlier, and I never got around to saying it. So I can't remember who it was who said it, I had someone say that, this is the first time that I can think of in about 20 years that we haven't had a star player of some description in the team.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, we've had
Bale.
Son last season. Before that was Son and Kane. Going back another 9 years. Then Bale before that. Modric, Berbatov, Robbie
Ginola.
Keane, Jason Defoe, Jermaine Defoe. We've had a really, even in our shit teams, we've had at least a standout player, and we have no one. There's not a single player in that team that stand out for me.
There's no one that you can look to in that team squad that you said, they can carry us. They can go and win us a game of football. Even in 91, which is tragic, the last time we won the FA Cup, that team wasn't a great team. Paul Gascoigne dragged us to that final.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It was that. We had Lineker as well, but it was that star player.
It was on the tail end of his career, right, as well. Didn't he leave? Was it that summer he left?
Yeah, so we won the FA Cup, and then he went to Japan.
Nagoya Grand Passat, didn't he?
He went to Grand Passat, yeah. You're right. You look at that squad, and you know what? I'd have less of a problem with it if I was looking at that squad and we were grinding out results and we were doing okay and we had a bit of a fight about us, and you could accept it. But we're not even doing that at the moment.
No. I think the problem is that a lot of players have been found out without having someone who can pull it out of the bag, because now everyone has to step up and nobody is stepping up.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you've got our captain. And look, like we said, maybe he's right. Maybe what he's saying is what we all think, but you probably can't do that as captain, can you?
No.
You shouldn't.
No, I think it's wrong. But then where are goal contributions coming from? They're all over the place, right? Centre-backs. Van der Ven, Romero scored, Palhinha scored, our fucking defensive rock. I think Richarlison's still our top scorer, but it's not a lot of goals, is it? It's not like double figures or anything.
7.
Yeah. Moani scored, 1, has he?
So I'm just pulling it up now.
Xavi scored 1, 2.
Top scorers.
2 he scored.
Tottenham Hotspur this season, Richarlison 7, João Palhinha 3, Matthias Tell 3, Van der Ven 3. Brennan Johnson with 2, no longer here. Kudos 2, Romero 2. Yeah, it's not good. It's really not good. Also,
and I think that's tied down to the lack of chances, right? We're just not creating.
And in the spirit of that, it is tied down to that. But a stat that I heard against Bournemouth, we haven't been awarded a penalty, right? But that's because we don't get in the box, right?
Yeah.
We haven't had a penalty.
We have, only where Xavi scored 1, right?
No, not in the league.
It wasn't in the league.
Was that Champions League? It must have been. But anyway, yeah. So I found that quite an interesting stat. But yeah. Well, I don't have a great deal else. It was just the two of us today. Thank you to our listeners and viewers.
It was more of a therapy session than a pod recording, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it was, I wanted to get one out before the Villa game, but thanks for bearing with us to everyone that's listening to our moaning. If you want to come on as well, please do.
Everyone I've spoken to has a similar... I mean, not everyone thinks that Frank should go immediately, but not because he's doing a good job, but because does it make sense to do it now? And we might as well wait till the summer and see how things play out. Especially if
we go out the cup, right? And then you're just waiting to... Let's say by some miraculous situation, we end up in the top 8 of the Champions League, right? Which isn't that far off for us to do if we sort our act out, but it's still under Thomas Frank. So we're going to go into the last day and then we'll probably go and get pumped in the knockout by somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I guess we made a few quid out of it that we can reinvest in. But then the problem is, right, if we're out of the Champions League, we're not in any European competition, which if we're not, we're unlikely to finish in a position that gets us in any of the other European competitions, right? Then do we need a big squad? Because we'll only be in domestic competitions.
Yep.
And if we're not, then I think that we need to replace some of the players we've got with upgrades. I think we need to do that anyway, but you probably would look to add more depth. Maybe we don't need the depth if we're not in Europe. Maybe we can just focus on having a smaller squad, but actually increase the quality throughout it because we need to.
And then you look ahead to if he did go, Pochettino, it's almost the itch that needs to be scratched, isn't it? Just to find out. So if you put an interim in or if you just held out till the end of the season with Frank, my thing of holding out until the end of the season with him, I think it will just get so toxic. It's just it's non-sustainable for that to happen.
So we've got to a stage where he's lost the home and away supporters now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And usually you can get away with losing the home support if the away support's with you. They're usually the hardcore, but he's lost them as well. The whole team seems to have lost them, and they're starting to fight back. It's getting really ugly. But like, we have no home advantage at all. If anything, we have a home disadvantage because now it's become toxic at home as well. I mean, the supporters are doing their best, but you have to be seeing something on the pitch to get the crowd going as well. It's kind of symbiotic relationship, isn't it?
Yeah.
That I don't think's happening at the moment. But awful.
Yeah. Well, nothing.
It can't
really
get worse than this, can it?
No,
it
I
can.
hope not. Well, it's just such a shame as well because we had such a high at the end of last season, right? And it felt really good. Now it feels dreadful.
Yeah. But if you I don't think we would have finished 17th if we hadn't have been in the Europa League final.
No,
right?
We wouldn't have.
But I don't think we would have finished in the top half.
I think we would have finished mid-table. We would have been 10th or 11th.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, it was a bad season with one good game.
Well, and something that Frank's annoying me with as well is he's levelling this. Well, this team finished 17th, so if we finish 16th, that's an improvement. Okay, this team won the Europa League, so by that merit, must go and win us the Champions League then.
Yeah, and
Right?
You can finish 17th if you win the Champions League.
Yeah,
I'm okay
go and
with
improve
that.
us. Go and win the Champions League if that's the metric.
But yeah,
you want
exactly.
to use.
If he's added to the squad, right? We've added players to the squad. He's had less injuries. I know he's had injuries, but he's had less injuries than we did last season, I think.
Yeah,
that's anecdotal. I haven't done the maths on that, but I'm pretty sure we had more people out for longer periods and key defensive roles as well. He's been quite lucky in defence that we've had. We've had like Romero's been out for disciplinary twice, but we've always had Danso who can step in.
I really like Danso as well as a player. I think he's a good player.
Yeah. He's just a genuinely good, solid centre back, isn't he?
Yeah. I'd like
he's
to
not
see
good
them
with
in
his.
a
He's
three.
not great with his feet, but he's.
I keep saying it. I'd have VDV on the left, I'd have Romero in the middle, and I'd have Danso on the right, and then I'd play true wing backs. That
sounds like you want to hire. It sounds like you want to hire Amorim.
Maybe
He's probably better. Our squad's probably better suited to him.
Wouldn't that
be
something?
Man U. It's funny. I was talking to Joao last night about something work related, and I'd just finished watching our game, and he was watching Benfica losing. Benfica having a terrible season as well, like under Jose, and we were both saying, I said, you could end up with Amorim next season. He said, do you want Jose back? I said, no, you're all right, thanks. Things are bad, but they're not that bad.
Third. Okay, so Benfica are third. They're 10 points off the top, though, which by their own standards is not good.
No.
Yeah. And they lost at home to Prague. Okay, yeah, not good. Yeah. Indeed. Well, not a great deal else from me.
I think they beat Napoli, though.
They did, yeah. They had, I think, but then they've been very middling.
That's the Mourinho touch, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's probably played Conte about 50 times.
They beat Napoli 2-0, yeah.
Joao went to that with his daughter as well. I've seen pictures of him in the stadium, so that was nice. He got to take her. Yeah,
nice indeed. Well, they're 25th in the Champions League, so they're all 6 points. They're not going up. Yeah, they're not going to make it into the. Well, we will be doing another recording after the Villa
next
game
Monday, probably.
Yeah. So
after the FA Cup, after the Lord Mayor's show,
I almost feel sorry for people that need to listen and watch this. I feel very flat, as do you.
What was I listening to? I was listening to Ian's podcast.
Yeah.
Podding and Podspurs. And he was talking, he had a whole episode on why do people feel the need to watch podcasts after we've lost? What's the mentality thing that goes into, because he was saying that he spoke to a number of the larger podcasts and the numbers drop off significantly after a loss. So that people curl up in a ball and hide in the dark, I think.
Yeah.
But then it's weird because I always recall that the numbers for AFTV were always very high after an Arsenal loss. I think that was because all the opposition supporters were quite enjoying the Schadenfreude of it.
Enjoying the drop-off, Andy.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday for tomorrow. Try and enjoy it. Sorry,
Thank
Saturday.
you.
Happy birthday for Saturday.
Well, it's tomorrow for you, right?
Yeah, tomorrow, yeah. So happy birthday for Saturday. Not your
Thank
Friday.
you.
My Friday's well and truly underway. And yeah, so as always from me, a bit flat, but come on, you Spurs.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone who's listened in. Please like and subscribe to the podcast to tickle the algorithm so we can get in front of more depressed Tottenham supporters. And to take us out, as Glenn said, come on, you Spurs.
Let me be the one that you turn to, someone you can rely on, closer each day.